Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your girl. I wanted to come on to discuss a case based out of Walton County, Georgia, city of Oxford, about a gay couple who had adopted two brothers years ago. I believe that they were the ages 3 and 5 years old. So at the time of adoption, it's being alleged that these two men had been assaulting these children for many years and had been exploiting them. Now, I'm not going to get graphic because I understand that YouTube has certain guidelines and rules. So I'm going to be very careful with this information. It's alleged that there was a defendant in another case and he has shared some information with law enforcement that he had received some of the explicit material from this couple. So on that hunch, law enforcement went to the Zulock's home to talk to them and investigate. And to their surprises, they actually recovered, from what I was reading, a lot of very incriminating material, whether it was video, telephones, props in the home. They said that during the investigation, they said it was set up whatever their fetishes and fantasies were. They call this the House of Horrors. And when I was doing research on this case, I kept trying to figure out, why are they calling it House of Horrors? Well, according to the district attorney, these guys have some really dark fetishes, and unfortunately, that was unleashed on those two innocent little children. So this actually, they were arrested, I believe, in 2022. The children were definitely removed. I'm not sure their whereabouts. I don't know if they're with family or with another adoptive family, but my prayers are definitely with the brothers. They say that they are now 10 and 12 years old. So my prayer is that they're thriving, and that they're healing, and that they're getting the counseling that they need. William and Zachery actually went for their their arraignment, or their sentencing, on December the 19th of this year. And I was able to catch a little bit of a glimpse of what the judge said. He was enraged, and I can completely understand why. Not only were they sentenced to 100 years in prison without the possibility of parole, the judge also went on to say, "I hope that you die in prison." So that goes to show the level of just I can't even put it into words, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you're two men, and if you want to unleash these fetishes, why would you do that with two innocent babies? They actually adopted these children and took them in for their own. Child Protective Services and these adoption companies, they have got to do better, because child exploitation, it seems like it's on the horizon. All this year in 2024, I just been hearing so many things about this type of exploitation of children, and it seems like it's actually hidden, and it's not in plain view. When I looked at William and Zachary's home, they had a beautiful home. They both had really good jobs. They were stellar in the community. They were a part of the LGBTQ community. They were activists. They appeared to be two very, good citizens, and they weren't. They were monsters. And so I wanted to come on to share this information. And there, at the end of this commentary, there is a video that's like a collage that was put together by the New York Post, and I'm going to go ahead and play, because I feel like they summarized it up for all of us to understand. And that way you can get some pictures of what William and Zachary look like. The children's faces were blurred out. So we're because we're not going to be exploiting the children. They've been exploited enough. But I wanted to come on to just raise awareness, and that's why I upheavaled my channel, and this is all things true crime. So this is horrible, and we got to be activists in our community. If you see something, say something. If you see a child, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's somebody in school, whether it's somebody, I don't care, on the bus, at the grocery store, if there's a child that looks like that they are endangered, or they look like they're malnourished, or if they're dirty, if they're just not being kept, if you feel anything, I'm not saying go and target every little kid that's outside playing that may, just be looking a little bit raggedy for that moment. I'm talking about if you see something that is alarming and it has your attention, don't just shake that off. I don't know if these little boys were even going to school. I don't know if these little boys had babysitters, because these are two professional men. So there's a lot that I need to research, and not just me, y'all too, so I can understand why this abuse went on for so many years and it was never reported. It actually was reported because someone from another case, a defendant, offender, whoever he was, he's the one that tipped off law enforcement, probably so he can reduce his time. I'm just going to keep it real. He probably told on them to reduce his time, but I look at it as he actually did a good thing by telling on them and letting law enforcement know where he got a lot of his material from. When I was researching about this case, it is extremely disturbing. These men were assaulting these children, taking videos of them, and selling the information that they were selling it, exploiting these babies. There was a Snapchat post that one of these monsters actually wrote to a friend that said, "Oh, I'm about to go mess with my boy. Good night." And then it went on to exploit videos and pictures of what they were doing to this child. That's how heinous it was. So when the judge made that statement, "You're never getting out of prison, and I hope that you die in there," he said that for a reason. He said that for a reason. And I'm going to be honest with you, just me reading the facts of this, it is horrible. I'm a true crime fan. I study criminology, psychology. That's my major in college. But this one actually really bothers me bad. And, it just makes me wonder, where were the family members? Where were the additional friends? Did they have a nanny? Did they have babysitters? Were they in daycare? Why didn't somebody say something sooner? It's just a lot that goes along with this case. And so I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention, and hopefully other content creators can get this information and they can expound on it, because it's not a new case. They actually were arrested in 2022, but everything was done December of this year, thank God. So now they are up the road with their peers, and I'm sure justice will be served. Every single day of the 100 years that those monsters have, I'm sure they're going to remember what they did and how they did it. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. So I'm going to go on to play this video. You all have a good night. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about my content, please let me know. As I stated in my description, I will be researching crime cases from all genres, and I'm going for 100% accuracy, but I am human, and sometimes I may not I may make a mistake. So if I do, please don't kill me, come for me, but just understand that I'm not perfect. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and everybody have a good night. And remember, if you see something, say something. Good night, YouTube. Here you go.